It was a long day, but a very interesting one. I decided to summarize the conclusions, and I will, let's say, present some strategic key takeaways for the strategic pillars we have approached today. For the pillar regarding the geopolitical crucible and the legitimacy of power, the strategic takeaways were the following. Authority in 2030 will not be derived from institutional rank or democratic mandates alone, but from the perceived credibility of the decision-making process itself. In low trust environments such as we often find in our region, the tension between effectiveness and trust becomes a primary governance challenge, and public and private institutions must realize that the state's capacity to protect and deliver is in question, making the citizen-state relationship more volatile than ever. For the pillar regarding the professionalization, the shift towards global standards, my proposed key strategic takeaways are the following. Governance is a strategic leadership discipline, not merely a legal or business course. To thrive in this great reset, boards must identify and eliminate blind spots that prevent them from seeing systemic risks. And professionalization is the passport to business, the essential credential that allows companies to attract elite international partners and secure more favorable financing. For the panel regarding the private integrity and the moral ecology of the boardroom, the strategic key takeaways would be the following. Character-based leadership is the only antidote to ethical drift. The stick and carrot approach to management often deters the very feedback that boards need to stay informed. Boards must foster a culture of mistakes where whistleblowers are seen as early warning systems and mistakes are treated as strategic assets for learning. And universal values like honesty and respect are not relative. They must be the bedrock of every team, regardless of national and regional culture. And for the intergenerational co-governance, performance through inclusion, I can summarize the following. The talent war is won in the boardroom. Boards must move away from the mistakes of overprotection or abrupt transfers and instead building trust through shadow boards, mentorship, and advisory rotations. And integrating multiple generations' voices is essential to avoid being strategically blind to shift in consumers' behavior and employee loyalty. And for the, let's say, final frontier, governing the machines, the key takeaways are still very fresh. Accountability is structural, who is on the organizational chart. Answerability is moral, who can justify the decision under oath. Every AI system encodes values, the values of those who designed, produced, procured, and failed to question it. Ethical authority cannot be delegated. Boards must transition to defensible governance where they can explain the input, justification, the accountability chain, and the human oversight of every critical system. And if we want to conclude with some actionable advice for the modern board member, I have 4 advice. The first one, the advices are for the next board meeting, let's say. 1. Conduct a geopolitical and legitimacy stress test. move beyond the financial forecast, ask how a further decoupling of major economies and a decline in public trust would impact your social license to operate. Second, audit your answerability, pick your most critical automated process. If it failed today and caused systemic harm, who in the board could justify the moral logic behind its approval? 3. Mandate cognitive diversity and professionalization. Stop treating ESG, AI, and geopolitics as guest lecturers. Integrate this as a core discipline in your board's learning agenda. And 4, recalibrate for moral ecology. Ensure that your performance incentives are not inducing ethical drifts. Create a safe space for feedback and whistleblowing before a risk turns into a crisis. And in the end, I would like to conclude that Envisia remains your partner in this journey. We are here to ensure that Romanian boards are not just compliant, but world-class strategically by design, not just accountable on paper. Thank you for being with us this long day, and I let Carmen to conclude the conference.
Am să spun asta în românește, nu o să trag concluzii la concluzii, dacă asta vă așteptați. În schimb, vreau să mulțumesc atât în limba română cât și în limba engleză tuturor participanților, tuturor invitaților, tuturor contribuitorilor, și sunt enorm de mulți, și nu în ultimul rând comunității Envisia. Switching back to English, I want to thank you again, the participants, the collaborators, the contributors, the partners, to all the amazing panelists. And maybe sometimes this sounds very thin, actually it's very thick, because you took the time to participate. Even the people who are not yet anymore in the room and who went through the panels today, special thanks to them as well. Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring this extraordinary, stressful day for some of us, but very, very important day for all of us, all the discussions regarding the great governance reset, especially during these days of Romania troubling getting through the high political heated arena, I think we stated enough times that we need a great governance reset. I think we stated all the reasons why we have to do that. And it's not, and we are talking about the fact that governance is not anymore just a supporting function. It's actually a strategic capability for all of us, but mainly for the leadership and foremost for the board directors. Today's discussion confirmed what I have said in the beginning from the OECD and European Commission, that trust is fragile, authority is conditional, and leadership is increasingly evaluated on how responsibly power is exercised under pressure. For board directors and senior leaders, the message is clear. Governance is now a strategic asset. Ethical judgment is core competence, and long-term thinking is no longer a luxury. The great governance reset is not something we announce anymore. It's something we practice, please. Decision by decision, boardroom by boardroom, institution by institution. On behalf of Envisia, thank you for your courage to engage, to speak, to question, to lead responsibly. Please, steward.